Eugene the Teacher. Last night I only got 3.5 hours of sleep. Wonder why? Well, it's partly because of the college football championship game. Partly. You see, my wife and her girlfriends had planned to go out to Charlotte to watch the championship game, and I was invited. Now, I knew that it was a work night and that I had to get up the next morning at 5 o'clock. I knew, as she explained to me, that this game was going to last till midnight. So the sensible thing would have been to stay at home and go to bed at a decent hour. But I didn't do that. I called up my buddy, who also a school teacher, and he came out with us. We watched the game, had dinner. It was after dinner, 9:45, and he was getting up from the table to go home. Now, the second wisest thing to do would have been to hitch a ride with him home so that I could at least be in bed by 10 or 11. But I didn't do that either. I stayed, watched the whole game, watched Ohio State beat Oregon. Now, the sports bar being in Charlotte, there wasn't really any real Oregon fans. But towards the end of the game, the Ohio State fans were getting so loud and obnoxious that I started praying that Oregon would win. But then, you know what? It was okay that Ohio State won because, as explained to me by a Buckeye fan, Ohio State never wins anything anyway. So it was sort of like celebrating the victory of an underdog, and that's quite okay. But you know why I didn't do the sensible thing? I did the stupid thing is because I missed my wife. It's been 3 days my wife was out of town, and I hadn't seen her all weekend. You know how you ever miss somebody, the feeling is like hard to explain. It's like this achy feeling, soreness in your chest that refuses to go away, and it won't be soothed until you come to the presence of the one you miss. And then all of a sudden, it's like, you all better. You forget that you even had a soreness to begin with. And it's wonderful because I'm not talking about holding hands or kissing, just spending time, attention to each other, listening, talking. You know, sometimes in life, we know what's the sensible thing to do. We know what's the smartest thing. We know what is the most economical thing, the most logical thing. And yet, it's necessary to just go ahead and do the stupid thing. That's what I did, the stupid thing. Had 3.5 hours of sleep on a school night. And now I'm really tired. Eugene the Teacher with today's inspirational message.